Hello, my name is Bill Damare. I'm here to introduce you to best practices in the implementation of FACT PPM. Over the course of this presentation, I will be covering the importance of project management certification, some historical perspectives, and the desired outcomes and recommendations that we would offer as part of the solution. The importance of certifications, as ESI sees it, is multi-leveled. If you look at the individual and what's in it for an individual today, is career advancement and enjoyment in the job, job enrichment, and things of that nature. On the management perspective, if you have more certified project managers in their roles and performing at top capacity, you will get improved performance. And we can talk about that a little bit later in the presentation. From an organizational standpoint, and what's most important to the agencies, directors, and their supervisors and the taxpayers, it's the delivering results. From an historical perspective, contracting and acquisition has been described more on a perspective of buying things only. And as contracting has evolved over time, from 1973, when the establishment of the Office of Federal Procurement Policy was created by OMB, to 2007, most recently, where OMB defined the FACT PPM requirements along with other federal acquisition certifications, we've seen a natural progression in the professionalism of the acquisition community, the acquisition workforce, and the project and program management now associated with that. Why is there so much focus on projects now, and why is it so important for us to have certified project managers? Well, basically it's because projects historically have failed at a rate of almost 50 to 60% over time. Why do projects fail? Projects fail primarily because the unskilled, unprepared, uncommitted staff and stakeholders involved. Culture may not support project management concepts and principles. There's little cross-functionality within the organization and use of multitask tools, templates, and organizational resources. If the executive does not support organizational focus on project management, it's very difficult to get those things accomplished. And all in all, if you start with poor requirements, it's very unlikely that you're going to come up with a good project deliverable. So all of these taken into combined, you'll have issues with regard to time, scope, and resources, which are the standard triple constraints, and all of those can lead to a failed project. So what is it we want to be able to achieve? Our desired outcomes from a successful certification program and more trained, capable, and of staff in the project environment would be that we want the right resources to be used at the right time. What that means is we would like to have people, the processes, and the tools combined and utilized in harmony so that we can develop and deliver the right projects within scope and on time. Standard tools and methodologies are used consistently within most organizations that have successful project management cultures, and organizations that support integrated, cross-functional, integrated project teams have always been more successful on average than those that don't. So our recommendations from ESI is that in implementing an outstanding FACT PPM project certification program, we suggest that the organization would approach it as a project. And that is that you identify what it is you're trying to achieve, start with a baseline assessment, assess from the individual level as well as the organizational level, and then begin to fill gaps in skills, knowledge, and resources in order to build towards that ultimate desired outcome. Cross-functional teaming is one that we highly recommend because we see that there is use of multiple resources across the agency or maybe interagency that can be deployed to meet those objectives. And quality is always important. From a learning perspective, as we're training and certifying our project managers, it's important to realize that instructional design comes into play, how that learning is applied on the job, and once again, how it's reinforced once it is applied, and completely focused and supported by our executive sponsorships. But there are many challenges involved in implementation. No one said this was going to be easy. And the reason why a lot of these challenges exist today is because there is less existing structure for PMs than there is for contract professionals. There's no assessment process that is a standard. There is no formal job series, as in 2210s, that is typically where you would find a lot of the project managers. A but there are also administrative people and managerial people in 2210 series as well. Managers don't necessarily have project management experience. So as a manager, managing a project management that I really have no understanding of the realm in which that project manager operates is very challenging. The relationship between multiple parts of the organization does not always work in sync. You will have an organization that has very well defined rules and regulations around contracting, but may not have very well defined rules around requirements development, requirement management, or project and program management. Because of that, you'll have these weaknesses that have to be bridged in order to deliver the desired results. Resources are always a constraining factor, whether it's budget, whether it's manpower, or whether it's actually access to technology. Resources have always been a challenge for any one of these implementations. And those need to be taken into consideration before you begin your certification project. The compliance issue with regard to FACT BPM has always been viewed as an unfunded mandate that is something that we don't really have to do it until somebody checks on us, so we'll get to that later. This has also been somewhat of a hurdle in developing better project management capabilities and capacities within the federal space. In order to get project management to perform at a higher level and deliver the desired results that taxpayers, managers, and organizations expect, it's important to train and certify PMs that are both capable and have the capacity to be able to deliver these more challenging results. We need to establish in the federal government better tools and methodologies that can be applied on a consistent manner so that these project managers that have these improved skills can communicate cross-functionally in a more effective manner. And as they communicate in a cross-functional manner, they will be able to build teams that are project-based to deliver results in a more timely basis and provide better value for every dollar spent. So to achieve these expected benefits of certification, agencies should integrate and align their project and program management, contract and business analysis activities within the scope of people, process, and tools. Thank you.